Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs, education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.
Hey, true believers, welcome back to the Upstairs Delaware Camera. Last week, we were from home because it was a big snowstorm here, and we had Katie Addo talking about what she does, talking about Addo Productions. It was a pretty cool time. I had my broke webcam while Katie had a nice setup, right? She was looking like she had probably some sort of SLR setup or something. She probably used those webcam softwares, but I don't have that set up at home because I do a podcast at home. I don't use I'm not a video podcast person. So, but check that out if you didn't see it last week. We were on live, and it's on our YouTube page. So Camera Spot TV. So check that out if you didn't see it last week. We're gonna have her back on soon because she has these cool backgrounds that she makes at Goldie_way on Instagram. If you want to check those out. But we hope to maybe get that in the store one of these days. So we're working on that. We were closed because there was a bunch of snow. Do you have a lot of snow, TEO?
Yeah. I definitely had my whole street was pretty much 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah.
You know. So as a true photographer, I took my camera out.
In Hamburg, I didn't have a whole lot of snow. It was very manageable compared to last month where we had 80 inches of snow. So I was able to deal with that pretty easily. And our driving ban was lifted on Monday.
Yeah.
So we were able to go out, live life. You guys were Thursday, right?
It was Thursday in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, my house in the city, though, the tree in front of the house was an evergreen, toppled over, fell on the house next door. It was a pretty rough situation. Luckily, we had a friend who does trees clean it all up, but we still got some damage that we got to take care of. So. Yeah. Let's get to housekeeping because what's up?
Mr. Hamlin.
Yeah.
I think we should address that.
Definitely. So when people watched the game last night, I know we got a bunch of Bills fans on here. Keep DeMar in your thoughts. Send him positive vibes any way you can. I know a lot of people are donating to his charity, which is really cool because it's kind of cool how people come together when these things happen, which is awesome. I keep looking for news. I'm hoping for good news, so I'm going to keep checking that. So keep them in your thoughts and stuff, and we'll CPR. And learn CPR because that saved his life pretty much. So, and there's not always a bunch of doctors and stuff hanging around. So anywhere, this can happen to someone anywhere. So it'd be cool if people knew how to save a life if they can, if they're able to. So keep DeMar in your thoughts because, Okay, a couple of things. We talked about the snow. So the snow is an afterthought now. I don't know if you live in Buffalo, it's gone, which is crazy. Literally. I keep asking, did this snow last week? And it's almost all gone because I was away for the weekend there, and all that stuff. So we have a class tomorrow. Our first in our series of f-stop SEER classes. Joe Klosek, we had him on the show a few months ago, and he talked about his classes. But the first in a series of classes starts tomorrow. It's Photography 101. There are a bunch of other ones happening in the next 2 months. So amongst other classes he has in addition to Photography 101, he's got elements of composition, portrait photography, macro, product photography, travel photography, night photography, and family photography. You can sign up for all those classes right on our website. There's a link for classes. Click there. Follow the link to our Eventbrite, and you can sign up for the classes there, which is going to be awesome. It's cool. And those of you who are holdouts looking for the in-person class, we are working on those. I keep telling you they're coming. They will come. So be on the lookout for those in-person classes. We have an exhibition up here that producer Will has up here. What's that exhibition called again, Will?
Replica.
Replica, featuring Will's photography. And who's the makeup artist?
Nashara.
So her
makeup.
Her makeup is on display there too. So if you want to see some cool special effects, horror makeup, it's really cool. There's a video that goes along with everything too. It'll be up till the end of the month. So check that out. if you can, stop upstairs Delaware Camera. Stop in, check it out. And first week of the month, it's What's in Your Bag. We're going to have Mr. TEO David on to talk about what's in his bag. And are we going to go to a break, or are we just going to go into it?
We'll go to break.
All right, we'll go to a break. See you in a few. All right, we are back here with Mr. TEO David, and we're going to talk to him about what's in his bag. So, I went to New York recently, and I had a bag. I brought some stuff with me, but I ended up using my cell phone like a lot of the time. But what I brought to New York, TEO is going to be different, obviously, because he's a street photographer, and he's got projects going on and stuff too. So, what was in my bag was a Canon R6, 24 to 240, and a 16 millimeter. So that was it. What was that?
Mark II?
No. Canon R6. That's it. 24 240 and 16 millimeter, and that's it.
Wow.
But I ended up using my cell phone most of the time because I was with my kids and we were trying to get pictures and we're just trying to capture memories and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't get artistic on vacation. I just try to take pictures and capture stuff. I got pictures of me and my brothers and my dad. We used the camera for that. So when we took the pictures in the living room, which I'll put up on my social media maybe. What's up?
Your dad's on there now.
Oh, my dad's on there. I took that picture with the R6 and a 50 millimeter 1.8. Oh, so I did bring that lens. So I brought that lens too, in addition to the other one. So anyway, as I told TEO yesterday, I'm going to probably quit portrait photography because I got a good one of my dad, and I want that to be the best one I ever take. So that's I want to end it there. I wanted that to be the lasting memory of my portrait photography career. So TEO,
Yes.
we're going to New York. This is what we're going to do. What's in your bag on a road trip to New York, which you take very often?
2 to 3 cameras.
2 or 3 cameras.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
So I take a medium format camera. So
Of course. Let's see
hold
what you
on, hold
got. Let's see what you got.
Whoa!
Whoa!
We just talked about this. All right. My heart
There are
is
people
racing.
dying right now.
My heart is racing. Woo!
Take a second relay. I saw it.
Yeah. So 35 millimeter, and that will range.
What lens is on there?
So that is a 35
Oh, you put
2.8.
okay, you have 35
Yes.
on 35 millimeter.
So that's the first one. Then the second one is the Mamiya 645, which, what is it, 12 shots I could get out of that
Okay.
bad boy?
Yeah.
12, 15. And then we do the digital.
Okay. What digital do you bring?
So it's generally between the A7R3 or what is this one? My A9.
So many cameras, he doesn't even know what he has in his bag.
The A9. So I have the A9.
Yeah.
Of course, you gotta have the peak design on it. Of
course.
so you can adjust.
Best way.
Keep it protected. As a street photographer, yes, that's my primary, but from time to time, like you, go visit family, and sometimes, if there's a family member or moment I want to take, I guess I don't believe in FOMO, but I kind of do believe in it. So I always make sure I have enough lenses. So I try to keep it to 3 lenses. I try not to do too much. So I got my 35, 1.8,
Of course.
28, 2. And then if I really, sometimes I get the opportunity to run into different events.
Yeah.
Or get invited to events that are so cool. Like, you know what? So I have my old bag. Let me see if I can get it out. No. Well, see, that's why you gotta have an OG film camera that can handle throwing around. I have the Tamron 28 to 200 2.8.
Yeah, it's very important to have like an all-in-one, I think, on
This-
any road trip.
This
Any trip,
is clutch, because I've done video work in New York City. I've actually had friends that, hey, what you doing? Can you come take pictures? And yeah, of course, I'll come. And if you could do a lot with a 35, but sometimes you just need that 85, the 135 look. This is where this come in, and these sensors today are amazing. So you can do what you have to do. And of course, I got film.
Yeah.
I keep film in the bag, and then I got got a little roll mic situation.
Video too?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I try to be like this guy when I grow up. Honestly, I do carry a tripod.
Yes.
I
don't bring tripods.
I got my little Sony remote, so I can record myself if I need to.
I rely on mailboxes for stability. And rocks.
Then I got my Rode mic set up.
Nice.
If I need to do interviews, because I like to do documentaries.
So you're making documentaries on your road trip?
Yes.
Working
Absolutely.
all the time.
Absolutely. Battery chargers, my favorite. My favorite.
The one you kept coming back in to get, the case?
No, I did not come back. That was my brother. He came about 4 or 5 times. Battery, got the USB battery.
Yeah.
I have a battery pack that I carry because you just never know.
Definitely.
Charge your phone,
Yeah.
charge your camera battery. Got to represent.
SMP, shout out Steven.
Got my little pump. I keep everything clean. I got extra. For my quick release.
Quick release, yeah.
And most important, this is the most important stuff in the bag. An iPad.
Yeah.
You never know. Especially when I do street portraitures. If I do it in digital, knock it out real quick. Because I do everything in camera.
Yeah.
And I could give it to them. And if you are a pro photographer or just anyone that will sell their stuff or anything, this is the wrong one. Hold on. Let me make sure I got there we go. Make sure you walk around with one of these.
Definitely.
A business card. Yes, you could do a phone. You could do that.
It's more legit though.
Yeah. I passed my card in New Jersey,
Yeah.
California, Philly, like everywhere I travel, because I've had people, oh, you have a nice camera. Yeah, thanks. You want to take a picture of me? Absolutely. I get the opportunity to take a shot, and I email them, or they'll email me requesting the photo that I took of them. And then there are other stuff I carry,
No flash, I see.
You know what? It depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need that
You
light.
can't. Well, it depends how weird you want to get with that flash.
Yeah.
I personally don't use flash with my street photography. That's not my style. Some people enjoy that. Not me. I try to stay incognito a little bit.
Yeah.
When I do my street photography. So every time I go down, and the reason why I carry multiple stuff is, yes, I shoot professionally, but I also consider myself a fine art photographer or social documentarian. So for me, it's always a project.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this the other day. So I did 2 projects in New York City, and I did it in 4 trips. One was 21 Bridges, which was the last movie that Chadwick, aka Black Panther, did. And I was so inspired by the movie, so I wanted to take pictures of all the bridges that were in the movie, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I did kind of like a tribute project to Malcolm X, going to his house in Queens, going to his old mosque. So there's always a project for me
definitely.
when I'm traveling. I always try to make it into a project. It's, for me, even though I started in photography over 20 years ago, but it was a journey to get to this point right now. So I feel like I'm going back to capture shots that I never got the chance to capture.
Yeah.
So my next one is Coney Island.
Yeah.
that's where I want to go.
You went to your school recently too, your high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for that was part of the that was a project within itself.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those photos I'm actually going to give to the Board of Education, those shots that I took in New York City.
Yeah.
Went there with my brother. We walked around, and my brother's a little bit more braver than I am. He decided to open the school door, and the door opened. I was like, oh. And we went in there. We spoke to the school safety officers there, and we were having the conversation. And of course, they gave us hey, you got to go through the Board of Ed, and and then I said, I stepped my brother's side. I go, no, let me speak. Cause you got us through the door, but let me speak. Cause I told him, I said, I was a high school graduate here. I now live in Buffalo, and they happened to mention one of my teachers who's still there. He's Mr. Wilson. He is the last teacher there. All the other teachers, they retire, et cetera, et cetera. And he gave us a tour. So I got a chance to walk around and take pictures. I did both film and digital.
Yeah.
I managed to do that, and it was an amazing experience. The school is now a historical site.
Okay.
Which is the big deal,
Which high school did you go to?
Samuel Gomp. Well, it's still called Samuel Gomp. It's like 4 schools in there now.
Yeah.
But when I went, it was Samuel Gompers Vocational Technical High School. I always tell people it's equivalent to Hush Tech.
Yeah.
It's
Do you have to take the exam to go into there?
So
Like the Bronx High School science exam?
No, you didn't have to take an exam, but they did have certain requirements, with your math and science and things of that nature. But it was pretty much a pre-engineering school. That I graduated as a certified electrician.
Oh wow.
And that's how I ended up going to Alfred.
I got some work for you.
Yeah. Well, I might MacGyver it to electrician get there. I won't burn the house down, but I'll figure it out for you.
Yeah.
But and now it's a health school. A lot of those programs are now gone.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the last few Mohicans, for lack of better words, that with that specific title and high school diploma. So
very cool.
But
Awesome.
I mean, I
You don't ever get hungry when you're out shooting?
So
Camera is hungry.
well,
ND filter. Nacho.
so
Nacho flavor ND filter.
my food of choice are snack bars,
Yeah.
and I walk around with a bottle of water.
Where's the water bottle?
I go buy it in the bodega. You know what I mean? Come on. You know what I mean? I want it fresh. So when I was with my brother, I'm going to show you my New Yorker side right now.
Yeah.
We got us a bacon, egg, and cheese on the bagel with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was just figure licking good, So that's generally what I do. And you know what? Honestly, I have 2 other bags that I use, but this is my primary because I could pretty much carry everything here and still have, be casual. That's the point. You don't want to be seen and things. I definitely had experiences where, I've had people ask me questions or stop me. I've told you some of those stories. I'm trying to think of one that's a little bit more appropriate. I have one story. I had a guy, I was walking down the street and I actually saw the guy and he saw me, but I never raised my camera. I just didn't think he was ready for my camera. I sometimes tell people that you have to be like that. Growing in the 90s in New York City, you kind of get that tough demeanor. Responding to people in New York City when they talk to me, I give it right back to them.
Definitely.
I'm a New Yorker. So I'm walking and I feel someone behind me. I'm like, okay, this is.
Yeah.
And once I stopped to the bottom of the street, because it was a hill, he stops me. Hey, you took a picture of me. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I go, no, you're not gonna get a picture of me. You're not gonna. I'm not showing you anything. One. Number two, I didn't take a picture of you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You don't remember? I said, I remember walking past you, and I looked you in the eyes, gave you a little nice head nod, and kept going. I actually didn't take a picture of him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, where are you from, man? You. I said, I'm actually from around the block.
Yeah.
Well, first I said I'm from Buffalo.
Can't say that.
He said, oh, word, you from Buffalo? I said, yeah, but I grew up on Webster on Butler Projects.
Yeah.
His whole demeanor changed. Oh, I'm sorry, OG. You got a business card? Hey, it'll save you from a lot of headache.
Yeah.
I said, yes, I have a business card, gave it to him. He was a promoter.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know what he was promoting, but he was promoting. And we're talking, everything calmed down. I said, honestly, I really didn't take a picture of you.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then he goes, oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure, you out here with your camera. I'm like, yeah, I am out here with the camera. I have a right to do so. So this beautiful story ended this way.
Yes.
I said to him, can you do me a huge favor? Since you stopped me, you want to have a conversation. He's like, what, man? Can I take a portrait of you? A portrait? I said, absolutely. I want to take a picture of you. I said, I want you to stand right on this graffiti gate right here. I should have sent that picture. and I said, do a pose for me, anything you want to do. And that was it.
Nice.
That was the, street photography, it has its moments.
Yeah.
You have to understand that. But you can always disarm people, be
definitely.
kind to people, be nice, If someone doesn't want their picture taken, they don't want their picture taken. You move on to the next thing. I had one woman, I was shooting black and white in Chicago, walking under the train.
Yeah.
And she had this big white hat with the sunglasses. As soon as I get ready to meet her and set her up, she goes, I'm like, it's okay, ma'am. You have a good day. And I kept moving.
Yeah.
I wish I had that shot, but she didn't want no parts of me. Yeah, so. I've done that before, and that was in D.C.
Yeah.
I was I forget where in D.C. I was at. I think I was in Chinatown, and I was sitting on these stairs. I think it's a museum.
Yeah.
And I was sitting up high, and I seen this young lady. She had a yellow dress on, and I extended out, and I caught her. And in the photo, the one that made it, she's smiling at me.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm like, did she see me from across the street? Or she was just super happy. It was just a good day.
She made you, as they say on cop shows. Anyway, thank you for coming on once again, and being a friend of the show, as always. So if people are looking for you, like Instagram, I know you have your gallery.
Yes.
Tell us about where they can find you online and in the real world.
Yeah, so Instagram, what would TEO say _photography, and pretty much all my mediums follow that name for the most part. My Instagram is where I'm heavily vested in. So you get the chance to see my professional work. You also get the opportunity to see my street photography work as well. I love both mediums, both digital and film. I develop my own film.
Yeah.
I do develop color, but it's very stressful, so Delaware Camera assists me with that. They help lower the stress.
Yeah.
Because, you got to heat up the chemicals and all this stuff.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to develop color.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I could just bring it here, talk to my main man, Mark, talk to the staff, look around, see some new gear. Go to the used section, see what camera they got. Go check out the new cameras.
Yeah.
And then ask questions that I need answer.
And we're here to answer all, not just yours. Anyone who walks in the store.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then, and also what I also enjoy, and this is not a promo or anything, but it's just my personal experience. Every person, the employees, the crew, I call them the crew, I'm not calling them employees, the crew, all have their own individual knowledge.
Definitely.
All have their own individual knowledge. So I think that's amazing, and especially being one of the only really in Buffalo, really Western New York, you know, y'all one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You're a one-stop shop, and that's amazing. Yup, go to Erie, and there's barely anything across the border. I know because I go to Toronto, go to the Falls, and I do a little street photography up there too. You know, I enjoy doing larger cities though, because no one really cares.
Yeah.
I do it in Buffalo, you know, but that I gotta, you gotta finesse that. So I go smaller.
Yeah.
Depending on what I'm doing.
So where's your gallery?
So the gallery, WWTS Photography and Gallery, it's on 93 Allen Street in Allentown, Buffalo, New York. It's a photography studio. So photographers out there, if you ever wanted to have a different scene, want to go somewhere else and shoot, there's so many studios out now. You have so many options. It's also a gallery, so for artists that want to showcase their work, potentially selling things of that nature, they can also do it there. And what else is it? It's an event space. That's what it is.
There you go.
I almost forgot. It's an event space. You can host your event. It's a little over 700 square feet. You know, you can host intimate events and things of that nature.
Very cool.
We had gallery shows. One of the last big shows we did there was brother Tom Sos. He did his listening party. He just got signed by Griselda. So he, correct, yes. So
cool.
we, you know, so I'm humbly honored that, you know, brother Tom Sos, you know, decided to do his listening party there. So that's his that was his last EP before he starts working on his album for Griselda. So
very nice.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So
right. Well, thank you. Can you bring up the picture of my dad again, real quick? So I want to do a little contest here. If you can guess, if you're watching, so you can guess how old my dad is, we'll give you a $10 gift card. I bet you won't be able to guess how old he is, but and don't put like 5 guesses and guess every age you can. But if you can do that in the next day or two, get a $10 gift card. First person to do that.
That's a good portrait shot, man.
Thank you.
No, that's really good.
I don't
man.
do portraits.
I know. You know, so you see that's what happens when you come out of your bag, you know, and just say, I'm gonna just do this. Do you do street photography?
Nah, not my thing.
No?
I do sunrise and sunset.
Gotcha.
Not street photography.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming on.
No,
and
thank you.
Next
Appreciate
week we'll have a new product. Next week, Will?
Yes.
We'll figure out what that new product is next week. All right. Have a good day.
Peace.
Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs: education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.